Pardon me.
Welcome back to Bangtan World Channel. Why did chaos erupt at a major U.S. airport when Jungkook appeared? What made security intervene? This breaking story will leave you breathless. Don't scroll away, something shocking just happened. And we need your voice in the comments. Was it just another flight arrival? Or was it a moment that will be remembered forever in K-pop history? The scene was unlike anything the American Aviation Authority had ever witnessed. An unexpected surge of screams, camera flashes, emotional tears, and uncontrollable excitement erupted at one of the busiest international airports in the United States. All for one name, one face, one heartbeat. Jungkook of BTS. And what unfolded next was a whirlwind that no one, especially not airport staff, could have predicted. It began with a whisper, a post, a tweet, a blurred photo at gate C12. The news was out. Jungkook was in transit, rumored to be heading through the terminal in mere minutes. No official schedule, no press conference, no entourage of bodyguards paving his way. Just silence and mystery, the kind that makes hearts race and feet run. Within seconds, the terminal that had been humming with its usual travel buzz suddenly transformed into a thunderstorm of emotion. Armies who were already at the airport dropped their suitcases, some with trembling hands, others already holding their phones out. Eyes wide, breath shallow. Jungkook. Here. Now. What no one anticipated was the scale of the reaction. The floodgates burst open as fans from all directions sprinted toward the suspected arrival gate. Others outside the terminal rushed in after receiving real-time updates. Security cameras later showed the swelling crowd forming a dense circle near the baggage claim area, their chants growing louder with every minute. Jungkook hadn't even appeared yet, and yet his presence was already overwhelming. When the first glimpse of him finally emerged from the side hallway, wearing a plain black hoodie, mask covering half his face, cap pulled low, the eruption was deafening. The sound of 1,000 voices screaming in unison, crying out his name, pleading for one look, one wave, one smile. It was indescribable. Fans wept openly, some collapsing from sheer emotion, while others tried to push through the crowd for a clearer view. Despite the peaceful intentions of most fans, the sheer pressure of the moment created a dangerous situation. People began to trip, some fainted, and airport staff were quickly overwhelmed. Within moments, emergency alarms were triggered and security personnel rushed to the scene. What happened next could only be described as a scene from a movie. Multiple officers formed a protective circle around Jungkook, attempting to clear a path through the hysterical wave of humanity. Yet every step was met with obstacles. Fans clung to their spots. Some reached out in desperation, calling his name through sobs. Jungkook, ever composed, kept his head down but didn't hide his emotion. Those closest to him caught a glimpse of his teary eyes. Was it fear? Was it gratitude? Or was it the weight of knowing he was so deeply loved, even to the point of chaos? Several fans attempted to hand him letters, plushies, bracelets, and even small Polaroids as he passed. In that blur of movement and madness, a single white daisy dropped to the floor. Jungkook bent down, picked it up, and held it for the remainder of his passage through the terminal. That simple gesture sent Army into a frenzy. Was it a sign? A message? Something more? By now, the incident had completely halted operations at 2 gates. Flights were delayed, announcements drowned out by chants of Jungkook, 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 a unified cry of love that seemed to rise from the very ground. It was no longer just a celebrity sighting. It was a phenomenon. It was history. And it was happening live. Inside the VIP lounge, which Jungkook was eventually escorted to, the atmosphere remained electric. Fans outside pressed their faces to the glass, hoping for another glimpse. Meanwhile, online platforms exploded with trending hashtags. Jungkook at the airport. Jungkook Army takeover, protect Jungkook. Millions of tweets poured in within the first hour alone. Videos of the chaos began circulating immediately, some showing fans crying hysterically, others showing kind strangers helping one another up after the crowd's surge. It wasn't just madness, it was love, messy and unfiltered. No one had expected Jungkook to arrive unannounced. No one had prepared for the emotional avalanche that would follow. And yet, through it all, the global superstar remained calm, gracious, and heartbreakingly human. One security staff later told a local reporter, "I've seen celebrities come and go, but I've never seen anything like this. It wasn't just excitement, it was devotion." As Jungkook's car finally pulled away from the terminal, fans ran after it, many crying, many waving, some even dropping to their knees in the parking lot. And as the taillights disappeared into the horizon, a strange stillness took over the crowd, a silence that said, "We saw him, and he saw us." And now, army all over the world are left asking, what brought Jungkook here truly? Was it a secret schedule? A personal mission? A surprise project? Or something else entirely? Theories have already begun to spiral. Some speculate about an international collaboration. Others believe a secret shoot is in progress. And a few wonder, was this his silent message to the fans? To say, "I'm here. I never left. I remember you." If you were given just one moment with Jungkook, what would you say? This incident has opened the floodgates of questions, passion, and tears. But one thing is certain. Jungkook's presence is not just magnetic. It's transformative. Even without saying a word, he shifts the world around him. He ignites devotion like wildfire. And today, that fire swept through an American airport in a way no one will ever forget. As news of the incident began to spread like wildfire across continents, more questions began to surface than answers. The footage, grainy at times, shaky from trembling hands, and filled with screams and tears, became viral material instantly. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and even Facebook were flooded with clips, showing the emotional chaos that overtook the terminal. And in every frame, no matter how blurred or obscured, one thing stood out like a spotlight in the dark: Jungkook's presence. But what no one could have anticipated was the emotional aftermath. This wasn't just a celebrity sighting. For ARMY, this was a moment of connection, a reminder that even with fame on a global scale, Jungkook still walks among them, still breathes the same air, still picks up a fallen flower, still lets the tears well up in his eyes when overwhelmed by love. And maybe that's what broke the hearts of so many fans that day, not the sight of him, but the truth of him. He wasn't behind a screen or on a stage. He was real, tangible, vulnerable, and for those few minutes, painfully close. Hours after the event, fans outside the terminal continued to linger. Some sat on the floor where they had last seen him, wiping away tears, scrolling through their phones to relive every captured second. Others comforted one another, forming instant friendships born out of shared awe and emotion. Airport staff, initially stunned by the magnitude of the event, were seen handing out water bottles and tissues to exhausted fans who hadn't even realized how long they had been standing or crying. Meanwhile, speculation skyrocketed. If Jungkook's appearance was unplanned, why was there no formal media alert? Why had he taken a commercial route instead of a private entrance? Was it deliberate? Was he trying to feel ARMY again after months of silence? Or was he sending a hidden message that he needed their love more than ever? One particularly emotional clip showed a fan collapsing to her knees after Jungkook passed by, holding a handmade sign that read, "You saved me." The video caught Jungkook briefly turning his head, eyes meeting hers for just a heartbeat before security gently pushed him onward. That glance, that flicker of recognition, is now being analyzed frame by frame. Was there a nod? A knowing look? Did he remember her? Some armies claim that Jungkook's small, but symbolic act of picking up the daisy flower was far from random. They believe it's tied to one of BTS's previous motifs, the flower representing hope, growth, and quiet strength. Was this a cryptic gesture meant to signal the dawn of a new era? Or perhaps a silent promise of something beautiful yet to bloom? By late evening, even news helicopters had begun circling the airspace above the airport. The city skyline flickered with breaking news alerts, with local anchors using terms like unprecedented fan takeover and the Jungkook effect.